Hello, friends and neighbors. In this episode, we investigate a town that started the gold rush in California. Will we find the ghost of James Marshall? Find out in this exciting episode of Ghost Town PI.
There are places that were once full of life, but now only intense energy remains. We are on the way. Ghost Town PI. The town of Coloma grew around Sutter's Mill after James Marshall found gold by the American River in 1848, igniting the gold rush to California. The town's name comes from what the Nishanan Native Americans called this valley, Coloma, meaning beautiful. The town grew quickly and became the starting point for the gold seekers who rushed in from all over the world. By 1849, thousands of residents walked the narrow sloping streets of Coloma. Most of the wooden building fronts were built with lumber at Sutter's Mill, which would inspire the look of mining camps throughout the West. Almost immediately after word got out about the discovery of gold, boatloads of excited immigrants raced to California. Even before the Americans from the eastern states began to arrive, miners from Mexico, or Sonorans as they were called in California, had already staked their claims. Soon, people from Europe and China began to settle in Coloma. Divisions amongst the races began instantly. The Mexicans faced so much hostility that they soon stopped coming. The French were disliked because they kept to themselves, and the native Indians were swept aside like dirt. Of those who stayed, the Chinese faced some of the worst discrimination, relegated to Chinatowns and to the diggings nobody else wanted. They served as the white man's scapegoat. But the gold was soon gone from this beautiful river valley, and just 3 years after the initial rush, the town's population began to decline. By 1870, the town's population had dwindled to only 200 residents, quite a difference to its earlier bustling days of 10,000. It became a place of quiet serenity, and was known as the dullest mining town in the whole country. Upon arriving in Coloma, we started our investigation right away.
What's this one? Oh, this used to be a store. Robert Bell's store. Look at the store. Look at this one door. Entrance there. Yep, this was the Robert Bell store. It had big metal doors in the front. You could get whatever you wanted here. Some people say they've heard the sound of cars going by on the highway. They heard the sound of the bell as customers walk in the door, even though it's obviously no longer functioning. What do you say? Do you hear that bell? I hear the sound of tires on the road. Coming up to the jail. Alright, I know there's been a lot of bad emotions here. Oh, this was solitary confinement. This is where they would put people who were really bad. They would stick them in here. And and they're subject to the rain and the weather. And that's it. There's where you go, bad people. Let's see if this is holding any residual energy. Gonna do an EVP session. Is there anybody attached to this jail cell? Some emotions, maybe. I'm feeling it right now. It's making me angry. I just want to get out. Let me out. Oh, I'm sorry.
We didn't get any EVPs here, but take a listen to what we captured in the jail cell.
Oh. How about right here? Is there anybody that has a message for us? Were you wrongly jailed or killed? Are there any ghosts here?
Did you hear that? Let's listen to it again.
Are there any ghosts here?
It's kinda hard to hear, so let's listen to the enhanced audio. We decided to take a hike up the trail to visit the James Marshall Monument.
Any ghosts out here? If there are, I have this device.
What is this, a road? You mean we could have just drove up here? One way? We could have just drove up here? Well, there it is. The old monument.
Upon reaching the monument, we took a quick rest at a picnic table and didn't expect to capture this strange EMF.
If you look at it spiking, look at this. Look at this. We are in the woods. There's no electrical devices up here at all. And now, of course, once I get the camera on, nothing happens. That's crazy. Come on. Come on, do it again. Touch the device one more time. Show everyone that you're here. Oh my gosh. Come on. You can do it.
Somebody that's with the guy that just drove out.
Oh, there it goes. It's bouncing.
So
Look at that.
It is with the guy that just drove out.
I can see you. Can you? Oh, you almost made it to the red. Make this device beep. Grab onto it as hard as you can. Come on, I can see you're here. I can see you're communicating. There it goes. Oh, you almost got it. Come on. Can you tell me who you are? Who is here at this picnic table with us?
Could this be the ghost of James Marshall, like many people claim to see around this monument? Just trying to get our attention. We followed the road down to James Marshall's cabin, the Catholic cemetery, and St. John's Church.
This is the one. People say that they've seen a woman in a long burgundy dress walking through the headstones. I have my EVP device here. If you are here and you want to express your anger about being so far away from the rest of your family, tell us here in this device. Here's the cabin of James Marshall. Some people claim to have seen his ghost hanging out nearby. Let's look in this window. James Marshall, are you here near this cabin? May I come in? Have some soup? It's kind of cold out here. Some people claim to see the face of an old woman near the confessional in this church. And some people say they've seen and heard children playing inside. Let's take a look for ourselves. Can't really get to that window. It's a ditch there. Here's the main entrance. Here's a window I can get to. I'm not seeing anything inside.
Here is the place the Sierra Nevada house used to be, which was built in 1850, and it was a hotel. This was not the first location. It was built in the main street of Coloma. But in in 1902 it burned to the ground. So they moved it to here and rebuilt it. And then in 1927 or 1925 it burned to the ground again, and they rebuilt it in 1927, this time building it exactly the same as the original, using the blueprints. At that point, it remained a bed and breakfast until almost 90 years, until 2015, when it burned again. There were a lot of ghost stories of ghosts being in some of these rooms here. Room number 4 being the most active. I don't know where room number 4 would have been, but we've only got a few left on this side. The main building here is completely destroyed, with no plans to rebuild.
I didn't know at the time of the investigation, but upon doing research, I discovered this photo, which triggered fond memories of camping by the American River and walking up to this ice cream parlor to enjoy a sundae. And though the building may be gone, my memories will remain.
Coming up on the old schoolhouse. People say they've seen spirits here, and they've heard the sound of children. Let's see. Sorry I'm late, teacher. Can you let me in, please? I know I'm late every day, but please, I need to learn. Hi, Billy. Hi, Johnny. Hi, Mary. All right. We're coming up to the Chinese district of Coloma, where you can see these two shops here that are still standing. People say inside one of these shops, the butcher shop, the Wahop, I don't see a label, I'm not sure which is which, but people say that they hear murmuring sounds, voices, like this very busy shop, and they hear the sound of a cleaver hitting a chopping block. Yesterday, when we were investigating, they had the buildings open, but today they got the order to shut down, so I'm not allowed to go in the buildings.
Since there was a lot of noise from the riding lawnmower nearby, I decided to come back later when he was gone. And then I caught this amazing EVP. Now keep in mind, this stone building is all locked up, nobody is inside, and nobody was nearby.
I need some cuts of meat. Can you cut it up fresh for me? I think that was it. I just heard it hit. Did you hear that? Can you cut it up fresh for me? Now, I know I said that a woman was seen in a long burgundy dress in that other cemetery, but I was wrong. This is actually the cemetery that the woman in the dress was seen in. The Pioneer Cemetery. I was over by St. John's Church at the Catholic Cemetery. But let's see if we can find her. Is there anyone here that would like to leave a message for those of us that are still around? Some people say they've seen you wearing a long burgundy dress. Can you touch this device? Maybe speak into this one? Let me know you're here.
Oh my goodness, headstones have fallen over. Oh my. Fallen headstones. How does this make you feel? I don't even know who was lying here. Henry Mailer, a senator. Oh my goodness. I didn't capture any EVPs until this point, when I thought I heard something. What do we have over here? What was that? What was that? Is that you? But the camera did not capture it. However, the EVP recorder did. Have a listen. What was that? What was that? That wraps up our investigation of Coloma, California. We found some very intriguing evidence that ghosts of what once was are everywhere you look. Until next time, you can help the hunt by liking and subscribing. Happy ghost hunting!